Okay, so I am having all kind of technical issues. I'm not sure what's going on here. Hopefully, some of you are able to hop back on. So I realized I tried to listen to the other video and it did not record any of it. So we are going to start again from scratch. I'm sorry for anyone who caught part of this and is having to re-listen to the whole thing. So as you are hopping on, I just need you to confirm that you can hear me, because I realized on the other video that not only could you not hear me, it actually ended up cutting it off about 5 minutes into it, and I did a 30-minute video. So for anyone who is watching, I just want to know, can you hear me? I'm also going to go ahead and invite some folks into the room as well. So for those who are catching me for the first time, hello. My name is Benier Pierre, intuitive life coach, manifestation mentor, and the secret weapon every boss needs to get your life and business in abundant alignment. I teach leaders to apply the principles of abundance to create a fearless and intentional lifestyle. So again, for those who tried to catch me the last time, I apologize. I'm not sure what happened there. I'm just going to go ahead and invite a few folks out, and then we're just going to get started because I don't want to hold you guys all night. So not sure what was going on there, so let me go ahead and just quiet this. And I am just inviting some of the group members so that we can get some folks on here. So I see somebody watching. Can you hear me? Please confirm that you can hear me before I get too deep into this. So the other one was about half an hour of me talking to myself. So just confirm that you can hear what I'm saying. And if you are watching this, please go ahead and share this out as well. Again, last time, for those who don't know me, my name is Benier Pierre. I'm an intuitive life coach and a manifestation mentor. And really with this series, I just want to come on and teach about the principles of manifesting and managing abundance. So I'm just inviting a few folks. Again, if you are on and you're watching, please let me know that you can hear me before I get too far into this. I'm not sure what was going on with technology. I know that it really was just not working out in my favor the last time. So I'm re-recording this for anyone who missed any of the tips, but I'm going to quickly go through this. So I've invited, I think, enough folks. We've invited like 50 people. So hopefully some folks join on and catch this live, because I would love to have this be a live conversation. So last week, for anyone who missed last week's discussion, we were talking about manifestation. What is manifestation in the first place? How do you manifest? We talked about the importance of setting clear and focused intention and supporting that with unwavering faith and inspired action. And so the homework assignment last week was simply to look at your revenue goal, determine how much you need to make each day, and what is one inspired action each day that you can take to hit that goal. So again, if you're watching, I welcome you to just say hi. Let me know that you can hear me. Let me know that I'm not talking to myself. I was on a little while ago and ended up having to re-record the whole thing because for about half an hour, no one could hear me. So if you are watching, just let me know. Say hi so that I know who's on here with me. And assuming that you guys can hear me, I've just invited some folks out. Assuming you can hear me, I'm just going to go ahead and get started. So, hello. Thank you so much for joining me tonight. Tonight, we are talking about how money mindset blocks affect your business. So, last week we talked about manifesting and how manifesting, or, how money mindset blocks affect your ability to manifest. Tonight, we're talking specifically about how it is blocking the flow in your business, how you're leaving money on the table because there are money mindset blocks. So for anyone who's watching, my question to you is, are there any limiting beliefs that you've been holding on to about money? If so, I would love to hear what those are. What beliefs, what thoughts have you been taught about money that no longer serve you? So I'm just going to kind of jump in, and if you guys run into any questions, let me know and I'll stop and address those. But I'm just going to jump in. So the first thing that I want to address is, what are money mindset blocks in the first place? So essentially, a money mindset block is a limiting belief that you hold about money for whatever reason. Most times we are taught these things about money. And so I actually did a post on my page yesterday talking about the various money beliefs and money mindset blocks that a lot of us tend to hold on to, primarily that it's hard to get, that having it makes you greedy, that money's evil, and a number of other things, that some of us are meant to suffer, and all of these things that we are taught, that we're not supposed to hold on to money, that money is bad. And so what happens is, not only do you affect your personal life and your ability to manifest in your personal life, but when you have a business, it can be very vital for you to break through those things, because failure to do so can shut down your business, literally. And so I just wanted to go over a few of the main money mindset blocks that people are holding on to, or not so much what they are, because I think, that we all, for the most part, have a clear understanding of the types of things that present as money blocks. So again, any limiting belief that affects the way that you bring in money. So, that it's hard to get, that you have to work hard, that success is difficult, etc. So I specifically, though, want to go over the ways that it is affecting your business, and how having these money mindset blocks are stopping you from bringing in the money that you need in your business and stopping your business from growing. So the first way that money mindset blocks affects you is with your clients in the first place. So often when we have these mindset blocks around money, and we think that it's hard to get, we think that nobody is going to pay us what we're worth, we think that, people can't afford it, all of these things, that we're not going to get customers, all of these mindset blocks and things that we hold on to, what happens is, number one, you start attracting clients who believe that same thing. So if you believe that you're going to get clients who can't afford you, guess what? You're going to attract people who are going to say, you know what, I can't afford that. That's a little too much. And I will take that a step further. If that's how you are in your personal life, so if your answer to everything is, I can't afford that, I don't have the money, that's what you're going to attract, is clients who constantly have that same reason. I can't afford that. I don't have the money. So that's the first thing. The second part of it is that money mindset blocks and having limiting beliefs around money, that affects your pricing. And so when your pricing is off, so if either you're charging too low or too high, when your pricing is off, that naturally repels clients. And so it's really important to break through whatever those blocks are around your money, because by you're not meeting the people that you are meant to serve at the level they need you. And so one way that you can do that, first of all, is making sure that your pricing is aligned, making sure that it's aligned with the impact you want to have. And one thing I want to point out is, so often we think that our pricing has to be connected with the number of hours that we put into it. But as service providers, it's really important to understand that your pricing is not necessarily based on your hours. Your pricing is based on the impact. Your pricing is based on what you're doing for your client. And so sometimes you will have packages that aren't necessarily aligned with the amount of hours that were put into it. It's all about the impact. But when in your mind you feel that your dollars have to be directly connected with the amount of hours going into it, it's hard to get over that block and actually show up. That's the other way that it affects you, is showing up. So the first thing is attracting clients. Next, when they get in the door, it's affecting your pricing. Next, it's affecting the way that you're showing up. So either you're not charging enough, and so you're showing up with that type of service, that type of attitude, or you're feeling like you don't deserve what you're charging in the first place. There's a few things that happens that affects us from showing up, and for a long time I dealt with the fear of showing up because I knew that when I showed up that I would attract my client. I knew that I had what I needed. It was simply a matter of believing that I deserved it. And because I had a block around believing I deserved it, I continued to attract clients that were not at all close to the ideal client I wanted to work with. But I didn't believe that I deserved to work with my ideal client. And so what began to happen is, number one, I was not showing up for my ideal client. I was not giving my ideal client what she needed. I was scared. And also, because I was filling my client roster with people who could not afford me in the first place. And normally what happens when we have those money blocks, we take people who can't afford us. We always find a deal, a special, something to give them so that they can afford us, to make it easier for them. So that was the second way, is that there was always some deal, some special, something going on. One of my favorite memes that is circulating around the internet is that when you know your worth, you will stop giving people discounts. Ain't that the truth? When you know your worth, you stop giving people discounts. And it doesn't mean that you stop having specials, because of course as service providers we want to serve and make sure that we have that impact. So yes, of course we are giving value. But when you know your worth, you don't always have to come up with a coupon for your services. You can state your price and shut up and let them determine whether or not they can afford to pay it. But so often we're stuck in this limiting mindset thinking they can't afford it in the first place. What happens is we say the price, and then if there's any hesitation whatsoever, all of a sudden here we come with the discounts, here we come with the specials, here we come with all of these things to try to get them in the door, chasing after that desperate money. That's the other point I want to make, and I talked about it a little bit last week, but this concept of desperate money. When you have money mindset blocks, you chase after desperate money. You chase after clients who are you desperately. You chase after everything from the spirit of desperation. And we know that when we chase something, it runs from us. So we're chasing money, and it's running like, oh, get away from me. What are you doing? And so it's really important to make sure that we're not desperate for the dollars. No desperate dollars over here. If you're watching right now, can you type that? No desperate dollars. Not around these parts. Because when you're chasing after desperate money, that's what you continue to attract. And I guarantee you that those desperate dollars are going to cause you many headaches. It's not worth it. But when there's a mindset block and you fear that you're not able to bring in the money you want, and you fear that you're not able to actually bring in and maintain what you deserve, what you're worth, you chase after desperate dollars. So no desperate dollars here. Another way that your money mindset block is affecting your abundance. So how it's affecting your clients and the clients that you're choosing and the clients you're bringing in. You're scared to say who your ideal client is for real. You're scared to really say what her demographic is because you think that you can't reach her or him. No judgment. The next way that we discussed was that it affects your pricing. It's affecting your packages. You're not pricing high enough, or you're not pricing at a good level. So you're trying to get all of your year's worth of bills paid from one client because you're scared you can't get other clients. So it's affecting your ability to price fairly. You're changing your dollars for hours. So again, we talked about the fact that your pricing doesn't have to be based upon the number of hours you're putting into it. It's based upon the impact. It's based upon the results. So if you have the results, charge what you're worth. The next thing, or the next way that it affects your business, is that you're not investing in the things that you need for your business in the first place. A lot of times, as business owners, it's really important for us to separate the essential and non-essential costs. And it's important for us to figure out what is an investment and what is a consumer purchase. And so very, very often, as service providers, as business owners, we get into this space where we're scared to invest. We're scared to spend money on the things that will help us grow. And so we're stuck in a consumer mindset. We're stuck in this mindset that we can buy things. Notice I say things. We can buy these things. But then when it's time to invest in your business, when it's time to invest in a coach, when it's time to invest in the things that are actually going to help your bottom line, oh, I can't afford that. That's too much. Ooh, that's too much money. I don't have that right now. I'm broke. As long as you broke, as long as you claim broke, as long as that's what you believe, that's what you are going to continue to attract. And that's what you attract in your business. If you keep claiming you're broke, all of your clients are going to be broke. I guarantee it. I have yet to see a broke entrepreneur with rich clients, because broke is a mindset. And if that's your mindset, that's what you are going to continue bringing to you. The final way that your money mindset blocks are messing with your business, messing with your bottom line, boo, is that a lot of times we're looking at money as a measurement of our worth. And this kind of goes back into pricing. So if you missed that piece, I definitely invite you to go back and look at what I was talking about with pricing and how money mindset blocks affects your ability to price fairly and create packages that give the impact that you want. And so it's the same thing here, that a lot of times the money mindset block is not the only block that you have. Often that money mindset block is simply indicative of a deeper block that you have that surrounds your worth and your security and who you are in the first place. And so what happens is, because we think that money is a measurement of our worth, either one, we're charging too low. So again, we're not pricing correctly. When you know what you're worth, you stop giving discounts. So that's the first way. The second way is that when somebody tells us no, they don't want our service. So on a sales call, breakthrough session, and they say, no, I'm sorry, right now I can't afford it. Right now, I can't do that service, whatever. When your worth is tied into the dollars that are coming in, that can absolutely feel like they're saying, no, I don't like you. No, your service is not valuable. And so it's really important to remove those blocks that have you connecting the dollars with what you're worth. Because as long as you think that every single rejection is going to feel personal, and we know that we cannot have emotions and personal feelings, we can't have the, feeling hurt because somebody doesn't want to buy from you. Not in the boardroom. You can call up a friend, phone a friend, but we can't have that in the boardroom. And so when you remove those blocks and you understand that money is simply energy, and it's about the way that you use it. So one thing that I noticed shifted for me immediately once I changed, very simple change in my pricing structure. And I changed my pricing structure because I realized that I was getting a lot of clients who did not want to put in the work. They felt like, they wanted kind of a done-for-you service, but when it's coaching and spiritual coaching, I can't really make those shifts without your consent. You have to do the work. So I was finding people who really didn't want to do the work. But why? Because the investment was not high enough. I noticed that as soon as I changed my pricing structure, the caliber of clients that I began to attract skyrocketed. I began to attract those coaches and service providers who were willing to put in the work and who had no problem investing in themselves. But I had to first change that. When my prices were lower, and again, I don't know if I said it on this video or the other one that cut off, but when I first started coaching, I seriously was not charging enough. I was charging $25 an hour. And so the problem with that is that I was getting people for whom, $25 an hour, that's nothing. Anybody can throw away $25 a week. So that's the type of energy they brought into it. And I could never understand why I wasn't getting enough clients. Certainly it couldn't be the price. My coaching package, for my secret weapon package, it's $6,000 now. And I keep a full appointment book. I don't have any space for new clients. And honestly, I actually take more clients now than I did then. It's all in the mindset. When you really know what you are worth, and I only stated the price that I charge to show that when you know what you're worth, you attract people who know what you're worth. You attract people who don't try to haggle your prices. You attract people who are ready to do the work, who are willing to put in the work to see the results. One, because they made an investment in themselves. It's not really easy to fork over $6,000. So not only is it because they made an investment in themselves, but it's also because they see that you value yourself. And so because you value you, they show up for you. They show up and they fulfill the expectation. And I don't have any expectations of my clients because that would kill me. I don't have time to worry about what you're doing and what you're not doing. But I definitely noticed that as soon as I started charging what I was worth, my clients started stepping up to the plate. So I really, really encourage you, if you have been struggling with your pricing, if you've been struggling with overcoming money mindset blocks in the first place, I would love to hear from you. I would love to help you figure out what is that thing that needs to shift so that you can charge what you're worth and show up in your business so that you can continue to attract abundance in every area. So for those who are just hopping on, the homework assignment, you're just in time for homework. The homework assignment this week is really simple. I just want you to journal. And my question for you is, what limiting beliefs are you holding on to about money? How is it affecting your business? Next week, we're going to talk about specific ways to break through those blocks and things that you can do. But first, I want to know, what are you holding on to in the first place? And how's it affecting you? So I thank you for those who were patient. I don't know what happened earlier and why it kicked me off and all of the technical difficulties. But for those who were patient with me, I thank you. For those who are catching this on the replay, please still feel free to go through, answer any questions. I will hop back on and answer anything that you guys ask. I thank you for spending some time on your Thursday evening with me, and I will see you next week for Manifesting and Managing Abundance. Bye.